Hello and welcome back to the ESL Pro League. We are in our final map of the day. Rogue just went down to a very convincing NRG on Nuke, and we'll see if they can do a little bit better on Mirage, but we're probably saying it's unlikely.
Yeah, it is, I think, here for Rogue.
I know they're not having a good show, but there's no need to laugh in their faces, Elfish.
No, that was not what I was laughing at all. I'm not that kind of guy. But yeah, like for Rogue coming into this one, it was Rogue lost. Not Rogue won, unfortunately, in map number 1. And so here we are on NRG Shields to full power, which is Mirage. It's going to be the map that Rogue has got no chance of penetrating with their blaster bots.
On that note, let's have a look at how the day's unfolded thus far.
Yeah, it was, I think, a triple overtime. Or was that a quad overtime? Triple overtime.
25, just over on the mainstream there. If
25-23.
they're still holding on to their second map there, 25-23. Interesting stuff as COG actually took out the first one, Cobblestone against Luminosity. There's also the Misfits taking on Liquid there a bit later in the evening. But over here on our stream, we had Ghost taking on SK. Very valiant effort from Ghost to take it up to 13. But a couple of ecos and whatnot just slipping up on the kind of crucial moments cost them that. And then very convincing from SK onto their favorite map, Cobblestone, 16-6.
Unfortunately, they died and became Force Ghosts after that match.
You just no longer care about your job here, do you?
I'm just trying to get as much Star Wars into today as I can.
Absolutely. Okay, so then we just witnessed 16-6 in favor of NRG Nuke, and to be honest, there, if you're looking from a Rogue point of view, there wasn't too much to take away.
No.
Like there were kind of nice sort of moments. There was a Hiko clutch that was kind of like playing out towards him.
One or two.
Yeah, nothing too impressive. Right now, Rogue needs to be a completely different team to show up to this Mirage map to have any kind of chance.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it started off okay for Rogue there on Nuke, where they kind of just ran into the A-bomb site, just absolutely smashed heads, and I was like, oh, okay, maybe there's something in this one here for Rogue. But straight away, that second gun round went back the way of NRG, and pretty much from there on out, it felt like NRG was really in complete control of Nuke. Yeah, there was that one clutch round that Hiko won, which was pretty nice. But again, I think a part of that was on an error from NRG, just playing one by one, and it didn't really work out too fluidly for them. So he was given that opportunity. Of course, he took it. But apart from that, like, where do you find any straw to grasp at here for Rogue? I mean, I don't think that there is one. We're moving over onto NRG's perceived, at least, best map, or one of their best maps, and it's a map that Rogue, while they play it a fair bit, they don't have great results on it. So far this season, they've played it 4 times and they've only won it once. Yeah. So it's really not the ideal scenario for Rogue to be moving into, particularly when they're a team that's sitting towards the bottom of the standings right now, and they really want to get some points on the board so that they can avoid potentially being in that relegation system.
I mean, it's difficult to see, right? You speak of that round, that kind of first to second gun round where they came on Storm, the great opening frag coming out from Wrath and Shinobi. That was very early on, and then they didn't find the form again. A couple of rounds later, they tried the exact same thing on the exact same upper bomb site, and they got absolutely destroyed. And then after that, they're kind of just, clutching at straws. They didn't have too much to offer. Mirage opens itself up a bit more, you know. But NRG are just probably that much more better on it, really, as well, right? That's a problem.
Exactly. But Mirage is a very, very common map, and I would say it's definitely more common than a map like Nuke. To me, Nuke is more of a specialist map. You only really learn Nuke and play Nuke if you want to learn Nuke and play Nuke. Whereas for everyone else, it's kind of like it's either a map that you're good at or it's a map that you permaban kind of thing. It doesn't really seem like there's much in between that. And obviously for NRG, for Rogue, they kind of gave it a crack, and the crack did not work.
Didn't really pan out, did it? Let's see how we go with this pistol round on Mirage here. Rogue, it'd be nice to start the account. Hiko once again with those dualies. A bit of fire. Jay has actually managed to get himself quite out onto this A bomb side, but will get taken down. Vice getting a second there onto Cirque as well. Daps will trade him out. So now it's just down to Fugly, who will go down on 7 HP, and a very clinical pistol round coming out from Rogue here. So a nice little start, and maybe the start they needed to shake off the woes of Nuke.
Yes. That's really the ideal scenario for Rogue here, but NRG, they did not get the bomb down, so we'd expect to see them investing into this one, and they will. Cirque with his CZ and armor, Daps CZ armor as well. Just pistols and armor across the board for NRG, as you would expect. Let's see if they can hit some shots.
Let's see. We haven't seen too many of these kind of upgrade a pistol round going the way as Vice takes a nice peek into unders there and takes down Soak before he can get started, and Vice will find Breezy as well. So now it's 3 on 5. Not too much done. Kaden does get tagged down to 69 and Vice on 81, but at this stage, looks like the round's slipping away surely for the guys on NRG as ANJ just holds that angle towards App, seeing if he can maybe get a little bit of aggression if Shinobi gets a little bit hungry for some frags there, but you know, looks like he'll be just retreating out from that spot as well. So the spray comes through, changes his angle though, so it's kind of interesting to see. He just prefers that right side there, Flash coming in. And it looks like the bomb will commit towards those B apps, but we do see the two players holding strong.
Yeah, they are, but, you know, let's say a couple of nice shots come out of these Deagles right now. That's the bomb site overwhelmed. There's one. Daps does get Shinobi, but the incendiary was down quick enough from Hiko to deny really any kind of a push from NRG, as the rotation will come across from Rogue right now. And Fugly's left alive on 2 HP. Hiko will spot him out and gets another kill with the Julies.
Just loves these Julies, doesn't he?
He's spamming away with the Julies when he's got an SMG there that he could be farming money up with, like...
Maybe it was out of armor. I'm not sure what happened there, but you see the way that he kind of spams it. He does kind of have a bit of a... The way his crosshair moves, he's very comfortable with them, and I guess he's got the pattern down, but nonetheless, it's always interesting to see a player so fond of Julies. He does manage to get his FAMAS. He drops the MP7 away to Shinobi, and that'll be the only SMG on this side. We'll see 2 FAMASs and 2 M4s. To a Glock train coming out of Palace. It should be fairly easy to clean up here for Wrath there. A couple of players, guys, actually whiffed a couple of shots. He managed to get 2. Will go down to ANJ, and Kane will be there to clean up the mess. Now it's just down to Soak. He has got the bomb in hand, but just holding default. Does get the plant though, so it worked out in the end. It really should not have been the case there at all, considering they didn't invest too much. Yeah. And it was just that Glock train there.
It's just NRG waterfalling off Palace, and I think it's kind of hard to deny the bomb plant given the CT setup that Rogue did have there. Maybe if they would have had an incendiary that they could have thrown in, that probably should have happened. But, you know, no one on Palace, like no one on Balcony, sorry, or no one in Emo or Underdark, no one kind of on Tetris or in Sandwich or anything like that. They didn't have really anyone to deny that bomb plant. So, I mean, NRG get it down, which is great news for them, because look what they can be able to buy at this point. And there's the smoke for mid-window, which is, I think it looks so weird when people do it that way now. You know, like it used to be you would just sit over towards Palace and throw it from there, but now everyone's doing that side strafe, and every time I see it thrown, I'm like, this is never going to hit. But it hits, and yeah, if it works, it works.
Yeah, I guess there's a lot of Counter-Strike where that is the saying that they follow, as Shinobi gets one onto Daps there. So nice little opening, utilizing that FAMAS in hand, not the most ideal of rifles, but still making it work, as it is 4 on 5 here. Bomb making its way towards that B bomb site, but still plenty of time left on the clock there, and not too much of a presence, but information here garnered from Shinobi, just pushing his way all the way through Palace. There's not too much happening. You can also get the sound cues from main there as well, so this is causing Hiko to rotate around towards that B-bomb site.
Well, NRG are going to try and rush their way into the B bomb site. They'll have to deal with Cadian, and she just jumps out, gets wrecked. Trade, though, does come out from Fugly, who was playing from short, and Sturk finds one as well, but rotation was pretty quick across there from Vice, and so the plant, really not going to be occurring there for NRG. It's just Breezy left alive. It's a great hold from Vice, or at least a good enough trades and stuff from him that it was a pretty difficult take actually for NRG, given that they were already a player down. And I mean, this is not a very good start at all from NRG. Like, admittedly, that was the first gun round, but Rogue are kind of making this one look pretty easy. Their economy's building up quite a lot, and NRG just doesn't seem to be getting anything done in these rounds.
Yeah, I mean, they're just going out for the one-outs, trying to get those picks, and it's really not happening. The gunfight's going into the favor of Rogue, so really they need to come up with something to show off their T-star. I mean, once again, I think we're just going to see a flock of seagulls heading towards this B bomb site. It's going to be shut down quite fast here. The molly goes out a little bit late, but this nade's going to do a bit of damage there. Shinobi getting caught out with his gun in his hand, and Hiko just, yeah, it's just a cleanup crew now. Cadian gets 2 with that MP9, just finishes the last one off with the pistol there. And yeah, it's literally just been these one-out trains and rushes and pushes onto these bomb sites just has not been working. Having said that, they've only had the 1 gun round where they did actually get onto that site, but we're going to see something not even special, just something different here. Yeah, instead of just raw aggression that's not working for them at all.
All of a sudden, we're just at 5-0.
Yeah.
I would not have thought that we were going to find ourselves there coming into Mirage. But it's another gun round, and we've only seen 1 gun round so far out of NRG, so let's not be too harsh at this point. I want to see how this second gun round does go. If they could potentially slow things down a little bit, which you suggested. They do have the AWP, so obviously that's going to make sense if they want to just go for a bit of a peek in the mid and see if they can make something happen there, as they've gotten control of mid now as well. So a bit more of an option now for NRG. They can go up short into B, go through connector into A, or they can take control of the window. But definitely controlling mid is a good start for NRG.
Yeah. You get control of mid, you can go to any one of these bomb sites, so they've given themselves that opportunity, so they will definitely, at the very least, not need to just kind of flock out and rush in a straight line towards these bomb sites, so we'll see if we can make it work from that position on. There's still all 10 players left alive as we hit that minute mark on this all-important 6th round here. Looks like they will be kind of wrapping around. Bomb still dropped towards that T-Apps area, and looks like ANJ is actually the closest one to retrieving that. Nope, Cirque will be going back to that bomb. It'll be interesting to see which direction he goes into now.
Daps will have a pretty big job to do here over towards the A bomb site. It looks like it's going to be more of a B play from NRG, and if Daps does indeed stay over towards A there, he'll want to get a frag or two, but it seems like he's rotating back across to rejoin his teammates, so it'll probably be just a 5-man push onto B, which in and of itself is really not an ideal situation for Rogue, considering the only player that they've got over there is Cadian, and he is watching short. Now, he might get one pick here onto short, but should be traded out because there's players so close to him. And yeah, best case scenario occurs for NRG as they get into the B bomb site. There's one player playing in that site with an AWP, so he's really got no chance of going any better than 1-for-1. And they just overwhelm the site, and now Rogue has to retake 4v5 or choose to just save the guns.
Yeah, that was very unfortunate timing there for Cadian. Just a second longer, he might have gotten the one and had a bit of a chance to get back to market and replay for that kind of retake, but he gets taken down without even putting up a fight. Now it's a 5-on-3 situation right now. Just got to kind of call for that save, really. Not going to get much done. Wrath, with his knife out in snipers, does eventually lose his life. And now Dab's going to be hunted. He's making a bit of noise here, so he might get set upon by Shinobi. Manages to find that frag. So that's the information there, but the hunt coming on. They haven't spotted Hiko yet. They got no idea he's here, so the trade might come through very easily, which they do, but he does lose his life as well. So really not worth it in the end, as Vice is the only one left to save a gun into the next round.
I mean, it's not too bad there, I think, for Rogue, given the fact that their money is really, really good right now, and NRG's is still a little bit shaky. If Rogue resets this round, if they win this gun round, NRG is already back onto an eco straight away, just because they've been able to take that many guns away. So I think it's still going to be a pretty important round coming out here for NRG. 5-1, like, it's better than obviously 6-0, but could very quickly just end up going completely the opposite way of what they wanted it to. It's a good flash though, and Cadian, he's not been spotted out there by NRGs. They just run through.
I don't think they've spotted him either though, which could be a problem for them, which they haven't. What? He does get that shot on there. He might find the second, but it's actually he got to do the cleanup. So, yeah, really.
I'm so confused.
Yeah. Interesting instance of timing, but it's a 2-on-2 situation now.
Bombs on short though.
Yeah, and Cirque's just on 17 health. So it should be another reset here for NRG, which is not going to help their cause too much. And Rogue just reshaping after that shaky last round.
Yeah, this is starting to get a little bit worrisome for NRG. And I feel a little bit silly about what I was saying. It's almost like I was reading the wrong HLTV page, and Rogue's in fact the one with 80% win rate on Mirage, and NRG's got 0. But yeah, at the moment, Rogue's really doing a good job on their CT side, and that reset is a pretty big deal. It's going to result in a couple more rounds. What a weird round that was, though.
Yeah. Just that flash. Cadian didn't see them, and they didn't see Cadian. Only ended up costing the 1 kill, so it wasn't really the kind of like holding play of that round, but nonetheless, timing is everything in this game, and kind of worked out for Cadian in that round. But P250 is single deagle on Breezy and stock standard Glock onto Fugly there. They do have a smoke and a flash, so obviously going to try for something to try to get that bomb down as Vice actually takes Breezy down. Play with the deagle is gone, so that 1B potential is absolutely shattered as Hiko finds a nice frag. Actually gets him with the fire there. 3-on-4. Hiko just cleaning up. He should find this next frag as well, which he does, and Wrath finishes up onto Fugly. Gets a deagle for his trouble. And we get 7-1. And money still, you know, it's that T side. You can still buy around. It looks like they will be doing exactly that, but it's going to be a little bit lacking.
It will be definitely lacking. Just a flashbang out for one of the players there. And I mean, the scoreboard, when you look at it as well, is a little bit lacking there for NRG. 4 kills, the most for Ange.
Yeah, Vicey going for the aggression there, catches Daps off as well, so...
It's confidence now for Rogue. Like, they're feeling it, and they're trying to take this game away from NRG. Now is their chance to pull a map away, and map 1 was very, very clean, really, for NRG, but now the tables have really turned here.
I can definitely say that. 7-1. This is an opposite mirror image of the exact way the first one went. We'll see if NRG can still close out a couple of rounds. Right now, the way it's going, it's the same thing, right? If they get a 10-5, they'd be happy as well, I think, at this stage.
Yep, probably, particularly given they're on the T side. Breezy has managed to take control of the site. The only thing for NRG right now is that the bomb is nowhere near them, and so it's going to take him quite a while to rotate across, and obviously there's always that chance that he gets picked. You can tell from what we know that Rogue is probably not going to get that pick on the bomb planter, but NRG does not, so they're going to make sure that he takes his time.
This is super interesting, right? Because Rogue are obviously going to play for the retake, just waiting for that bomb to go down. Like, why hasn't this bomb gone down yet? What are they doing?
Yeah, if they would have known, and they could have just rushed in there with 3 players versus 4 instead of taking the 4v5. But anyway, Rogue do manage to make a pretty nice entry into the site. Though Fugly finds 2, makes it a little bit interesting, but not for long, as Wrath finds 3.
So, nice workout in the end. Got a little bit worrying there. That UMP did a bit more damage than it should have, but nonetheless, Cadian, 7 HP, and Wrath getting that last 2k, ending up on about 32. Gets that 8th round.
Yeah, good news.
So this is like...
NRG. Oh, for Rogue, sorry.
I mean, if you're out there and you're watching this and you caught this, well done. Because you're probably the one person anywhere that saw this coming. But, you know, we've seen people squander leads greater than this. But the way we're seeing it right now, it looks like NRG have a few questions to answer.
Certainly.
Nice setup, really, in terms of pistol buy-ups, a couple of CZs, and the full armor there as NRG tries to do something. Doesn't actually land a single shot, but Breeze does some good work there with that P215.
Look at how low they are, though. All these NRG players are a one-shot, pretty much. Fugly's got a little bit more HP to play with, but Wrath... I'm surprised the bomb actually goes down there. If he would have just spammed through, he probably would have gotten that kill. Still though, Cadian does get taken down by Cirque, and it doesn't matter really how much HP you are, you're just going to face an AWP like that and hit your shots. Doesn't really bode too well for the AWP, but Wrath again comes up pretty big in that round, and it's like that time the Rathtars escaped on Han Solo's ship, Danny. He's come out and he's got 4 kills. 3 kills last round. Come on, you got to pay that one.
You're going too deep.
It was
in Rogue One. You're getting like 3 levels too deep.
It was in episode 7.
I got nothing. I actually have nothing as we just pay respect to what Wrath is doing. It's just a turret here raining absolute destruction here from the top of Ticket Booth. And yeah.
I can't believe you don't pay that one.
I mean, yeah, actually, to be honest,
I didn't
even know what you're talking about.
I have a really good one for Shinobi.
I've only seen episode 7 like once.
And I just really hope that the situation occurs. If it doesn't occur, I'm going to tell you afterwards anyway. But if it does, it's going to be the greatest of memes.
I look forward to it as we see Katie with a nifty little 180 there, just turning to face the flash and then picking up a nice little flick shot up to the top of mid there. So opening up the account for his team on Rogue. And just gets back with his life. So now in full control, 4-on-5 situation, have the numbers advantage. Cirque is still up there with the AWP though, and it looks like there's still plenty of utility to be utilized by the guys on NRG, but right now they don't have too many answers. And I did think earlier on when they were rushing onto these bomb sites that production feeding you more one-liners.
No. I'm just basking in the glory with them.
Right.
We're basically telling each other how good we are.
Cool.
You're not invited.
Yeah, I didn't think so because, I mean, I guess they would have opened comms up to me, but it's 5-on-4 here. It's 9-1. What can possibly happen at this stage? NRG with 1 person down there. Have got quite a few mollies left, so they can molly out a couple of these angles there. Daps just find a couple of shots. Actually managed to go down in the end, though, but does get the molly off, but it misses. Hits towards the middle of the site, and now it's just down to Breezy and ANJ. And they can't find a single thing.
Yeah, really not going to be a particularly easy scoreline here as Ange does find Vice. Breezy will try and get the bomb down here, but Shinobi coming around. He says, Anjikin Skywalker, I have the high ground. But Anjikin tries it anyway, and Shinobi gets the kill. And thus, the fall to the dark side was completed for Anjikin. as he goes down. And also,
but he underestimated Anjikin's power. You know what? No, I'm going to play this game.
No.
That was all right. That was all right.
Was a good one?
Was that the one you were talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
It didn't quite work because he was on the
low
ground.
You needed the setup. What you needed was a clutch, right?
Yeah,
but
like I didn't want to leave it, you know, in case it just misses. Like, we're not going to get very many more rounds out of this match, it seems. I had to take the opportunity. I was like, if Shinobi kills Anjikin, I'm gonna do it.
Yeah, no, that's pretty good. Way too much thought going into this now at this stage, but yeah, that was pretty good. Who was that? Was that MC that did that?
That was mine.
Oh, that was yours?
Yeah.
So you have another one locked and loaded. Cadian here, coming alive with the AWP, finding 3. So it's definitely more signs of life than on the previous map, but now it's just down to Breezy. Can Cadian get that 4K? Oh, had every opportunity, but just misses by the slightest of margins. And now they're just going to set upon him. They know exactly where he is. Tries to pop one through the smoke, but Hiko will steal that one from him nonetheless. It is still that 11th round, and look how one-sided this is.
This is insane.
3 ones across the board, but one of them is definitely not favorable.
Rogue's going to clean up this map, like, with ease. I don't understand how this is occurring.
Yeah, this is actually
NRG's going to force into it.
So the force coming out, so really grasping at straws at the moment. Couple of CZs and the AKs. Utility is good though. So obviously opting for that over the guns. Maybe just need a bit more structure in their executes to try to come something away because they are just losing these one-on-one gunfights every single time. Cadian there with a nice 3K with the AWP. Just rewinding the clock for himself there a little bit. Jay making his way pretty far forward. He's got a nice little angle here through this smoke, so might be able to find a sneaky little frag, but that nade will give away his position. Flashes out, spots one, but Hiko just pops him in the middle of the air there, taking him straight down. Shinobi will also find Daps, so now it is just the 2 players left. Fugly, he has got the AK though, so a little bit of a chance, but only 19 HP as Cirque has been spotted, pots off a couple of shots, and he's actually just running away now with his life. So they just have the bomb, a little bit of utility as Fugly goes down, so now it's just down to Cirque.
Fugly might have won that duel if he would have had full HP, but still, really wouldn't have made too much of a difference, it doesn't feel like, as Cirque is going to make his way over to the A bomb site, but the rotation is already there, more or less, from Cadian. Now he's slowed down, he's gone into jungle, and maybe he can make something work here if he takes the correct timing. Has a look to his left if he comes out through the little connector. Maybe he can find Cadian, but I think he's just a bit too late now. Spots out Hiko, that's a great shot. Opens it up, 2 versus 1, sorry, now. But Cadian is there.
Just waiting at ticket booth.
He's like a Tuscan Raider watching the pod race, Danny.
What is a Tuscan Raider? He shoots the pod racer, doesn't he?
Yeah. He's the sniper.
Yeah. Wow. That's like... Is that MC's?
No, that was mine.
So you still have one?
No, that's it.
Okay, that's it.
I'm bringing them up on the fly now. I've got no more material. It's just... if it happens, it happens, you know. Well, actually, I do have
I
one
just
more.
got told by production that you did get told.
That's
you
rubbish.
Liar.
They're lying
now you're
to
just
you.
lying to me. Oh, God. Okay.
They're lying to you, Danny. Trust
we
me.
are digressing quite a bit because Rogue is just absolutely hammering NRG into the ground at the moment. Once again, they forced up into that last round. We see a couple of CZs and the Deagle onto Fugly. You know, Star Wars jokes aside, an opening finally for Edge. Might have an opportunity, but gets traded up by Hiko straight away. So it looks like we might be heading to a 13-1, potentially a 14-1 at that stage. If they don't win the pistol, it's a game over. So we joked about this. We joked about NRG getting 16-2.
Yeah.
And how crazy that would be based on the really good form they had. Imagine someone said, no, Rogue is going to 16-1, 16-2.
Yeah, that would be crazy. But the bomb does go down here for NRG. They've got a couple of guns in their hands now. And Shinobi and Hiko, the 2 alive for Rogue, trying to clutch it out. Shinobi's in a pretty good spot here. Come around at least behind Cirque, who's at the moment not watching, but Breezy is watching the angle. If he gets Breezy, he gets Cirque as well, and indeed he does. 2-man spray down, pretty nice. Hiko does not appear to have spotted out the player dancing around in a main, and he just has to sit this bomb defuse. I think he just has it. It does.
Yeah.
That looked like it was beeping faster than it ended up beeping. I'm going a bit crazy.
So...
But Rogue is well on their way to finishing this map.
Absolute slaughterhouse. Cadian on 16k, 16-4, really coming alive with that AWP though. But right now, with the confidence that they're playing, with the aggressive pushes, the peaks, nothing is going wrong for them.
No, really, nothing. It's like NRG have finally got a really, really full blow through here. But what does it matter if they get this round or if they lose this round? It's 13-1, 14-2, much of a muchness, really.
Looks like they are shaping up to maybe get something done here as they do have the numbers advantage. 4 and 2. Foggy take down 47. Cadian will finish him off and then get taken down by Dab. So now it's just down to Shinobi. This is the last round of the first half here. 1 or 2 situation. Does make it favorable for him. We'll just go straight in hand. Well, there's that firebox, but that bomb is already gone onto that rotate towards main, and it'll get taken down by Dabs anyway.
Yeah.
So yeah, 13 and 2. But like you said, right now it's much for muchness, right?
Yeah, I don't think it matters whether or not it's 14 or 13. Rogue have performed an incredible CT side there on Mirage, and completely different from what I expected to see coming out there. I thought that NRG was going to be the ones to have a decent enough first half, and Rogue might get, 5 rounds or so. I was saying 16-8 this might be where we end up, and I suppose like 16-13 is now the best case scenario for NRG, but even that is incredibly tough to pull off.
That is a very tough ask, but we'll see if NRG are up to the challenge after this short break. Hello and welcome back to the Star Wars riddled stream of Rogue and NRG. If you're just following into the story right now, Rogue, actually, there's no better way to put it. They got absolutely destroyed on D-Nuke, and now they've come into Mirage and they're dishing out their own medicine.
Yeah, it's a complete turnaround, one map to another, and at this point we're at 13 and 2. Look at those odds. At the start of this, it was like 3.75 for Rogue or 4.25 for Rogue or something, and 1.4 or something for NRG. It was crazy. And now it's just completely flipped. And fair enough, at this point, like, who's going to be closing out a 13-2 with a favorable situation? I don't think it's the Rogue that we're seeing play right now.
Yeah, I mean, these guys really hit that other level. All those plays are kind of hitting like we said they would. Cadian's finally firing off with that AWP, and it looks like we definitely are heading to a 1-1 series.
Yeah, and that's good for Rogue, really. Like, for NRG, it's probably a little bit disappointing, but for Rogue, it's going to allow them to just elevate themselves a little bit further off the bottom of the standings, which is, it might not sound like much, but it's a ways to obviously avoiding relegation, which is exactly what they want right now, so that they can come through next season of NA Pro League and compete again.
Yeah, absolutely. We don't know, like we were saying before, like so much can change in the space of seasons, and if Rogue kind of really get the ball rolling, if they can kind of keep this roster together, we'll see what they can come up with. And NRG is actually, it's not one of the kind of really dominant sides, but they're like the solid guys that are always there, They're just in that middle of the pack. They can challenge, you can't always count them out of the top tier matches, but, they always put up a challenge. And right now, they're getting absolutely destroyed by Rogue.
They definitely are. And Rogue, if they pull off the pistol round here, that's basically going to be the game over, really. Like, NRG is not going to be able to come back from that. 13 is already probably too much, even if NRG do get the pistol round. Like, what are they going to get? 13-5? All right, good luck coming back from that, mate.
But having said that, we are going into this first pistol round. I mean, if Rogue has a real huge collapse, a real huge collapse of their T side, and they kind of just don't have anything, which I can't really see with the likes of, like, Shinobi and Hiko in there. I mean, we might see it come back. Maybe. It's still always on the cards. It is Counter-Strike Global Offensive. Anything can happen, which is why a lot of us love and hate this game.
This is true. Now Daps here, a big job to do on that B bomb site. Ange as well. Both of them get flashed out, but no one from Rogue seems to know where they are. Cadian does, apparently, as he gets Ange and gets the trade. The bomb has been dropped. It's close to the bomb site, though, so it could definitely be worse here for Rogue, and Shinobi will be the one tasked with planting that bomb. Fugly, relatively key here as well for NRG, coming in from short. If he doesn't get anything done, or if he just goes down, that's the crossfire setup really just eliminated from NRG, and Rogue has to focus on one angle, which is into market. 3 versus 3 though, and that timer ticking away pretty quickly. Cadian jumping up and down, does find himself a frag, still loses a couple of his teammates, and it's really down to Vice here. He's the one with the HP, needs to hit some shots, and does, and that puts it back just to solo play here for Cirque. 1v1. Cadian just sitting tight on short, doesn't need to do anything here. That bomb timer is ticking away well in his favor, and Cirque seems to have no idea where he is. Does take the peak, but I don't think the time is there. It is not. And so the pistol round goes the way of Rogue.
Yeah, I'm not too sure if he knew he picked up a smoke there or not. He had every opportunity to kind of bait something out, but just kind of cold picking. Also, the fact they didn't get the information from where Cadian was. I guess there was that moment where they were flustered and they're kind of, you know, spinning around in a circle in the middle, not knowing where they got shot from. But I'm sure someone had spotted Cadian, but I guess he didn't have the info.
Someone died to Cadian, so I guess they just didn't realize that he hadn't already moved off short, and that they thought that he was still moving, still playing on the bomb site, or had moved to the bomb site, which clearly was not the case. And now NRG in with a prime position to close this map out with an obscene scoreline. NRG though have decided to force buy into it. Scout pistols to follow up, and Fugly gets one. It's a 1-for-1. Overall, could be worse as far as NRG is concerned, but probably needs to be a little bit better if they are to close out this round. Breezy gets one. Daps goes down as well. Everything's crazy. There's just kills across the board, and it seems the Rogue is coming away in an advantageous position, but Ange just needs to hit 2 shots here with that Deagle, and Shinobi is not planting safe.
Yeah, it's a bit interesting. Maybe he thought Hiko did have him covered, and there you go, 2 bullets. Actually, the second one is a headshot, so wouldn't have made a difference how much health Hiko was on. But yeah, that was an interesting position to plant, really.
Yeah, they
maybe
just
thought he was
known
going
where
from
he
CT,
was.
or
I guess that would be the only reason I would think that you would plant there. So overall, bit of a shame there for Rogue, but look, it's not the end of days. Like, it's 14-3. Just gonna eco it out here, have a bit of a chill in the T spawn for a second, and see what's what. Yeah,
14's a funny number. Can do funny things to the way you think about it. So just play a game, settle down, and just ride it out. Because NRG is definitely the kind of team that can claw back at Rogue. A couple of MP9s coming out onto Fugly and Daps. And Jay with that AK recovered from the previous round. So we'll see if they can come with anything. They do have 3 smokes in hand over on that Rogue lineup. So obviously going for this execute, they have committed fully to that A bomb site. No need to fake or parry here. They know exactly where they're going. They know exactly what their mission is. Get that bomb down. If you get a couple of frags, retrieve a gun, absolute dream. But right now they're just going for that bomb, going for the money. Look towards future rounds. Hiko just watching out for any kind of push or flank there, as we actually see Cadian. It's kind of pushing forwards, might be flirting with going into those. It's actually in unders. Be coming up through connector to try to open up this A bomb side a bit more. So they are poised, and depending the way the opening frags go, they might have every chance to sort of, you know, make something of this, as Wrath is just one out going out with the Glock, just making some noise there. Causing a bit of a distraction, doesn't get anything done as you would assume with the Glock in hand. And Cadian will drop as well. He actually manages to get one on the way down. Hiko finds one as well, and Vice will go down very shortly to Cirque. So, you know, they held off. They backed themselves to do something, but getting shut down as you think you would most of the time with the pistols in hand.
Yeah, so does Rogue decide to force buy into this? I'd say probably not. There's no real reason. They've got plenty of rounds to play with here, so they can definitely afford to take a double eco. Smokes and pistols. Looks like it's just a bomb plant strat here for Rogue.
Yeah, they still do have those 2 smokes in hand though, so I mean they really utilize them to the best they really in the last round, but you know that really no need to rush into anything or force anything up. Get that bomb plant, try to bolster the economy a little bit. Doesn't happen yet. He's got a pretty healthy buy nonetheless, and the spray down coming down from ANJ. Does get taken down from Hiko though, but manages to get the 3 on the way down, so essentially guaranteeing almost to the T that his team will get away this round. Unless Hiko can do something absolutely godlike, which you will not, because he's now going to meet his maker himself. So Shinobi, B250 in hand, absolutely nothing left. Full HP though, so we'll see if we can get anything done towards this big bomb site.
Yeah, probably not. Snaps does spot him out, and there we go. Kill comes through. And NRG secures 5, but this is going to be the first real gun round out from Rogue now. And this is where the second half starts to potentially get interesting or just finish.
Yeah, I guess
the results of this round.
We're either going to have a game in our hands, going to be exciting and great, or we'll be finished.
Yep.
That's the way it works. The smoke going out towards mid there. Should give him opportunity to kind of get control of mid without having to worry about snipers. It's like actually holding a nice little angle here. Could catch one of the Rogue players off guard, but I don't think they're actually committing to mid at all. Just a bit of a bait there. Heavy presence towards B-Apps though.
Yeah, just a little bit going over on towards the A bomb site here. It's, I say a little bit, there's really nothing, but it's Wrath just hanging around by Palace in T-spawn, maybe seeing if any of the NRG players are going to go for a bit of a push. Doesn't seem as though that will be the case, and he's going to rotate off to rejoin his teammates. And again, it seems like it is going to be more of a B take than anything else here for Rogue. They've got the smokes that they need, they've got the flashes and the mollies. There is 2 players over on that side of the map though. And rotation from Cirque. I thought he was going to actually float towards B, but he has gone towards A. The push does come out now from Rogue, and the flashbangs are there. Daps is just forced to push back, but no kills just yet for the T's, and the timing has not been too good. Still, they get the 2 for 2. That's good enough. It'll open up the bomb site, and the bomb should go down here.
Yeah, so it was a nice little molly there from AJ. Timing Wall doing enough damage, but they do end up falling. And like you said, doing quite a bit of damage on the way down as well, but the site has been given up. And the retake has to be on for the guys on NRG. They do have 4 flashes on them, and all players are completely kitted, so there's absolutely no reason not to go for this at this stage. But if they fall or don't find a pick pretty soon, there might not be much of a reason. Hiko actually giving away his position there was in the advantageous spot against Fugly. Needs to find this frag as the AWPer does fall. It's still a 2-on-2 though, as Breezy does get that trade out. Needs to find this frag, so Hiko will go down. They know exactly where Kaden is, and he's already on the defuse. He knows he hasn't got an angle on this. The molly actually does the job though with 1 second left. I thought Breezy actually had a chance for that, but Cadian, very well played.
All right, 15 now on the board for Rogue.
Thought that molly was just a second too late, but it turns out it was actually a second too early.
It is what it is, Danny.
Game of seconds there. A couple of FAMASs, CZs, and 1 M4. What did you say, sorry?
Don't worry about it.
And 1 M4 onto Fugly. Cadian cops a nade to the face with the open hand. Tag down to 76. Might be finished off here with the CZ Cirque, but he will lose his life. He was the one player that did have the CZ. So 3 FAMASs up and the M4 remaining for NRG to try to stop what is actually, you know, they got to the 5, I guess. So not as bad as we thought it was, but still a definite shellacking here from Rogue.
Oh yeah, 5 is not that many. Particularly given we were talking about, you know, 16-6 for NRG.
Yeah.
Pretty awesome. And then we come back and it's like 16-5 now for Rogue. Well, geez. I mean, it's much better. So, not much better, but it's better.
Yeah.
I mean, this is just, I don't know, like where's NRG gone and where was Rogue in map number 1?
Yeah. It's a real interesting question, isn't it? And
maybe hiding on Dagobah.
You'd love to put it to the map selection, but this is a very strong map for NRG.
Yeah. Apparently.
What?
That's what HLTV tells me.
Yeah. I mean, I think a lot of other people will tell you the same. It is their kind of preferred map pick out of the way this kind of best of 2 veto system works as well, and just absolute swings right now.
Yeah, it's crazy. Anyway, 30 seconds left on the clock here. Rogue does not have too much time to mess around with as they need to make their way into this B site. Again, it's going to be a push onto B, but this time 3 players over on that side of the map. NRG have a much better chance of holding on to this, particularly when Daps is doing this, and he gets 3 kills. It is just Cadian alive, and, well, he's going to be able to trade that one out, but what else is he going to be able to do here with 10 seconds? He's retreating back out straight into Breezy, who's going to get a knife kill.
Yep. So unfortunate he was so low there trying to save something, but Breezy the timing and gets a nice little knife there, which is always good for the Ego. They managed to get to 6 though, so they are on par now.
Yep.
But just 1 out peeking this. He's got a FAMAS. It's close range, so it doesn't make too much of a difference, but just 1 by 1. Obviously trying to get the trade there. It's hard to kind of think too logically, but probably not the best way to go about it. Very unfortunate exactly where he was, but he got the 3K.
Yeah.
Shut that down.
Just pistols and armor out again for these Rogue guys. So probably not going to be seeing the end of this map at this point. Could just end up being another couple of rounds, I would imagine. But it just feels as though Rogue is eventually going to get this one done, really.
Yeah. It's just a matter of, it's not a matter of if, it's about when right now. But, you know, who knows? If they can claw back up, it might be the case. Maybe if they're on 14, but 15 is very hard to stave off. As we see the smokes going out onto that A bomb site, it looks like they'll be pushing out. We saw this setup before. They did get absolutely destroyed trying to get onto this A bomb site. We're trying to, again, they've actually made them way a lot deeper. Fugly, just with the trigger discipline there, hasn't given too much away. Might be able to cause some damage here. Has made his way onto the site. Bomb has been dropped now, and the numbers are falling. Dabs finds a nice easy kill onto Shinobi there. It's just down to Hiko on 11, and Wrath, he actually has managed to pick up a rifle here, so could do some damage. He's been quite sharp today. Will pick up one, but his spot has been given away, and these two players are super low here. Hiko gets a trade though, so 2-on-1, but Cirque will finish him off through the wall.
Yeah, like that's a fairly expensive round for the CTs there, so I wouldn't think that that was actually too bad from Rogue. They are going to have to take the double eco here, so there's the chance always that, again, that NRG can build up that economy here in this round. But overall, like, yeah, Rogue's not going to be particularly disappointed by that. It is, of course, going to just prolong the game a little bit longer, but we kind of knew that was what was going to happen anyway, and so 15-7, probably going to be 15-8. For, well then, I guess Rogue is going to get their gun round through once more. We'll see if they can close it out there. But they have been struggling a little bit here on this T side. Like, when you look at it, it's 5 rounds now for NRG to only 2 for Rogue.
Yep, it definitely hasn't been the flashy show we saw from Rogue over on that CT side, but nonetheless, this one is a bit of a throwaway. Only the single upgraded pistol on Wrath with the P250, and it looks like they're going to get shut down anyway. Bomb has been dropped. That's just the 2 players in Palace. And it's just going to be the spray down here. They've spotted him. Nice little last bullet shot from Fugly coming out to take him down, and they do manage 5 up. So if they're going to come back to what admittedly is a very difficult comeback, they have done a very good start to build that economy by holding 5 up, holding onto that AWP as well, but I mean, it's just that one round, right? It's not going to work out.
No AWP in the hands of Cadian for this one. We'll see if Rogue decides to default back to B. That's been where they've been hitting most of the time when they've had guns. It's only worked once. Again, a bit more of a presence over towards B here from Rogue than there is over towards A. However, the bomb is still sitting in T-spawn more towards the A bomb site than the B site. So maybe that gives away some of the intentions here of Rogue.
Yeah, just slowing things down a little bit more, not really contesting mid too much. We do see Cirque holding from that connected position. We've seen him play that spot more often than not. It looks like people will be wrapping around towards that bomb position and, like you said, leaning ever so slightly to the favor of this A bomb site, where we actually do see Fugly, Breezy, and Cirque very close, just holding that connector, watching mid, making sure nothing's given away. He actually has given up mid now as we head to that minute mark, just watching Palace with that AWP.
It's going to be an execute out onto the A bomb site by the looks of things, and they do have Cadian lurking over towards the underpass, or is it in B apartments? I'm not so sure at this point. But Breezy has himself a nice angle. The trade does come out from Rogue, but overall it's a 2-for-1 at the moment. Hiko has the chance to get a 2-for-2, and he does. He finds 2 for himself, but he's found himself in a pretty bad position too. The B player has gone down. That is Cadian. It's all down to Shinobi. 1 versus 3 here to clutch it out and close the map out for Rogue if he can.
Yeah, he's given away his position there, so it's going to be all the more difficult here. Fugly manages to get that kill onto him. And Cirque there pushing through that smoke a bit bold there. I thought that might be the move that kind of loses this round for NRG, but A&J Fugly with the brace there, and Daps doing some good work there. Managed to recover that AWP as well, so Cirque will be able to kind of lock down mid once again. And yeah, if it wasn't for that huge buffer, I mean, it's a round or 2 off the perfect buffer coming to the second half, you'd actually be worried here for Rogue, wouldn't you? T-side is a little bit lacking.
It is. Like, imagine this is the first half, right? This is the part where we start talking about, okay, well, now Rogue really needs to find one of these gun rounds here, otherwise this first half is going to end up being a really big problem for them. But they are on the CT, on the second half, sorry, moved off from the CT side where they were 13-2. Now 15-9. It is starting to become a bit worrisome, but you still think that they've got plenty of rounds to play with here, and there's going to be a couple of kills going the way of Rogue as they enter the A bomb site. A nice shot from Cirque, very bold pushing through the smoke like that, but he makes it work. The bomb not yet being planted here by Rogue, so the time is not really working in their favor just yet. Cadian, unfortunately for him, gets flashed out, and Dabs coming up huge from the jungle, finds 2. Now it's a 2v2, and still the bomb has not crossed.
Yeah, this should be all what you wrote there. I thought that was going to come down and really falter. That looked really shaky there when those trades were coming back, and Cirque there with that kind of big hero play knew that he needed to get the numbers back in his favor a little bit. Pushes smoke, finds a nice little frag, but nonetheless, Rogue do close out that round. So there you have it, a 1-1 split against the cause of me and you that are apparently meant to be professionals.
Look, I never claimed to be that. Yeah, I don't know, I think from today it's probably been quite affirmed that I'm not.
Yeah, fair enough. There you go. Humble elfish guy. He just likes to send Star Wars DVDs out to people.
Yes.
Yeah.
I love to spread the love.
That's good, yeah. So let's break this down before we wrap things up. What do you put it to? Is that just CSGO things, this sway that we saw? I mean,
I really don't know. Like, in theory, it should have gone the other way around. And yeah, we do see teams every now and then taking their own map, or their opponent's map, and then their opponent takes their own map. And it just seems to be like it's, if you get off onto a bit of a roll on the map, you're feeling it, and you can just make it happen.
Yeah, absolutely. So, Rogue just delivering in folds there. Not necessarily too much. We did see some great one-out plays and, you know, some...
Yeah, I don't think it was like individual sort of brilliance. It was good from Rogue, but to me it just seemed like they knew what they needed to do on that CT side. The rotations were clean, the retakes were good. Everything seemed to be going their way. They got good picks early. I mean, really no concerns for them on the CT side. The T side was a little bit shaky, I suppose, but
it was very shaky.
They had a lot of rounds to play with, so it doesn't really matter at that point.
Do you think it gets shaky based on that, or just on what we saw in Nuke? Their T sides are just a little bit lacking.
Maybe it is just that their T sides are relatively weak. Now, I mean, admittedly, they got 5 rounds on T Nuke, which is not too bad, particularly considering they lost the pistol. But for them to win the pistol here on Mirage T side, that puts them at what, 14-2, and then to only close it out 16-9, obviously is not the cleanest of results. But again, like I keep saying, does it really matter? You know, it took them a few extra rounds to close out the map. So what? They still get the points out of it. I mean, maybe it hurts their win-loss ratio in terms of the rounds, but I don't think that that's going to be really a deciding factor here for NRG. For Rogue. Points on the board that they need. Yeah,
and they did manage to get them nonetheless, although it wasn't on their map pick, it was on their opponents. Some very convincing stuff, especially here in the CT round, as we were seeing Wrath just raining terror from above there. And the early pushes there from Cadian. Really enjoyed seeing him coming alive on this map with that, that big green gun in hand. Here we go. This is the 3K, I believe, gets second.
Yeah, this was a pretty good round. He almost got 4 as well. Took a couple of peeks against those 2 players on Tetris, but didn't manage to land any of the shots. And yeah, like here for Rogue, I'm not sure exactly where that's going to put them in the standings. Is it going to put them up into 12th, or are they going to still stay in 13th? Not sure, but it's still pretty much the ideal scenario, I think, that they could have gotten out of today. Like, obviously, a 2-0 would have been better, but I think that's a little bit unrealistic against NRG, and so Rogue should be pretty happy with how things have panned out.
Definitely the case, but just one last thought into Mirage there. Was that Rogue just really showing up, which they definitely did, though? Or was that just NRG just at 6s and 7s, just not really playing Mirage the way they should have, especially starting on the T side?
I don't think we saw as much out of NRG as I expected.
Yeah.
I mean, on Nuke, they definitely looked a lot better individually speaking as well. Cirque was really fired up with the AWP. It didn't really happen there for him at all on either side of Mirage, I didn't think. I mean, Daps had a couple of decent rounds there for NRG towards the second half, but it was kind of too late by that point. So I think individually the NRG players did seem a little bit flat on Mirage, and definitely the Rogue players were stepping up. And so always going to result in a bit of a mismatch.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's the 1-1, but let's have a look at how the day has unfolded. We did have Ghost taking on SK earlier on in the evening. SK taking Inferno 16-3-2. What we have said was a very solid effort coming out from Ghost, and just a couple of little slip-ups there costing him that, but then SK just really recalibrating and taking it out 16-6 on Cobblestone, just really showing their colours and taking that series 2-0. And prior to this map, we had Nuke going very convincingly in the favour of NRG. And we thought that heading on to Mirage, which, as you can see, there is kind of heading out to Mirage, that NRG's map pick is going to be, you know, a hairline the same, if not better. And guess what? They just decided to be like, hey, you know what? You guys are so wrong.
Yeah. Was pretty crazy today. Even the 13-16 there for SK and Ghost, it wasn't really what I expected. Like, yeah, I was kind of saying, you know, there is the chance that Ghost can take away a map here, but did I really believe it myself? Not quite. But yeah, overall it was a pretty good day. Like, I think we had some good matches there. I did enjoy that that second match. Like, Rogue and NRG, I think, was a pretty good one to watch, even though it was like 16-6 and 16-9, which is pretty clean matches, really, like in terms of the rounds. They felt like there was a little bit more in it.
Yeah, yeah. But as we have been pressing the point all day, it doesn't matter what the scoreline ends up in the end. It's all about that W.
Yeah.
It's all about the win there, and as you can see, they're in that final match over onto the mainstream. Between Misfits and Liquid, they did actually get taken 16-14 in that first match, so a very convincing form from Liquid there, but we'll see if Sean Garris and the boys can do anything in that last map. But that will be pretty much it, unless Selfish Guy, you have something you want to mention?
No.
You're done. You're all Star Wars out as well?
All as well, yeah.
All as well?
All as well.
There's balance in the Force?
Exactly.
Yeah. Nice.
We've saved the galaxy, Danny.
We have?
So
by
happy.
casting Counter-Strike?
Yes.
That's a nice thought, isn't it?
Yeah. Lovely. I mean, like, we probably did a few other things as well. You know, I'm a nice guy. You're a nice guy. We've helped out people.
How have we helped anyone,
Save the
really?
galaxy. I don't know. I'm just talking for the sake of talking. That's what I do.
I like that. But you'll be back tomorrow for some more talking for the sake of talking, won't you?
Yes, with Karath. He's
Yeah,
going to carry
I'll
me.
be gone. I'm
That's good.
just with all the oh, rude.
We're going to upgrade you.
Just on all the Star Wars stuff that you've been saying. I'm just going to hop in the car like right after this and just drive straight until I hit water, and then I'll try to steal a boat.
Uh-huh. And then?
Yeah. That's it. I'm just going to keep going just straight for as long as I can.
Why?
Just as far away as you as possible.
That's not very nice. Thought we were friends, Danny.
Oh yeah, we still have like Facebook and stuff. I can watch you on YouTube.
Holograms.
Sure.
Do you like Star Wars?
On that lovely note, thank you so much for joining us here on the second stream for the ESL Pro League NA Division. We will be back, you'll be back tomorrow. I'll be taking a short little hiatus. And as always, may the Force be with you. Economic trouble here for SK, and